Dadgummit, why are we walking?
It's early in the second quarter of a Texas 2A high school football showdown, and Jason Herring is fit to be tied.
I want it snapped.
Herring's Refugio Bobcats run a fast break,
Stay fast.
no huddle offense.
I want a timeout. Timeout.
But they aren't moving nearly fast enough for their head coach.
We're walking around, lollygagging through it. You understand me? Yes, sir. We're going to fly the ball and get ready.
What's surprising is that this tongue lashing from Herring
Play football and focus.
comes with his team leading district rival Santa Gertrudis 41-0. That's right, 41-0, with more than 6 minutes left in the second quarter. The undefeated Refugio Bobcats have crushed opponents like this all year. Their average margin of victory is 59 points. Along the way, Jason Herring has arguably become the most hated coach in Texas high school football.
I told my wife about a week ago that though it's been the most enjoyable season I've ever had talent-wise and football-wise, it's been, without question, the most miserable season I've ever had outside the lines.
What kinds of things have you heard from your critics?
Well, I've been labeled a bully. I've had a fellow coach in our district say that we don't have any honor, and even if we do win the championship, that it would be without honor. I've had a death threat.
When Refugio beat district rival Rivera 82-6 in early October, rival coaches blasted Herring for running up the score. Then, a week later, the Bobcats beat Freer High School 91-6. Both of the losing coaches declined to speak with Outside the Lines. They also refused to shake Herring's hand after those blowouts.
If I was on the other side and I got beat 91-6, my feelings would be hurt. No question. If I was on the other side of the Rivera game and we got beat 82-6, my feelings would be hurt. I would be upset for my kids. I would be hurt. I would be embarrassed for my kids.
It's just this margin of 90. Does it have to be 90?
Let's go, son. Come on.
Hebronville High School head coach Bobby Garza and his staff feel like it was an accomplishment to only lose 69-13 to Refugio earlier this year. Like other coaches in the district, Garza says Herring has lost sight of any sense of fair play.
Go for the throw. Go for the throw.
What are they proving? Yeah, they are a better team than us. You know, 1 point, 2 points. Hey, y'all won. But 90 points, you know, that's tough to swallow.
We got to remember sometimes it's the kids playing and not the adults.
Robert Perez is Hebronville's defensive coordinator.
They're going to have to score as many points as they want, honestly. But there comes a point in the game where enough's enough.
Tell me this. What is too high? Is it 40? Is it 60? Is it 70? Is it 80? Is it 90? What is the rule? Why is it there's some unwritten etiquette football rules that I'm supposed to huddle up, walk to the line, turn around and hand dive the last 30 plays of a game just because of some crazy number on the board?
Crush left for a stinking touchdown.
At this point, you're probably thinking Herring is a win-at-all-cost coach who could care less about good sportsmanship. But he wants you to understand where he's coming from. The smallest high school in its district, Refugio has only 119 boys. 90 of them came out for the summer football strength and conditioning program. The town's main street may be lined with abandoned storefronts, but its high school has a brand new indoor practice facility. Young boys grow up in Refugio with dreams of playing under the Friday night lights. And Refugio teams, dominant since the late 60s, have routinely racked up the points.
We've played 22 district games here in the last 4 years, 22. Of those 22, 19 of them were 50-0 at halftime. 19 of the 22.
For his first 4 years as Refugio's head coach, Herring says he followed the coaching code's unwritten rules, pulling his starters for the second half if he had a big lead. In each of those 4 years, Refugio has entered the playoffs ranked number 1 in the state, and each year it's failed to win a state championship. After last year's heartbreaking loss in the semifinals, Herring was convinced his Bobcats didn't have the stamina to go 4 quarters against stiffer competition.
The one single thing that I think kills us every year more than anything is our kids only get to play 2 quarters of football for most of the regular season when everybody else out there plays 3 or 4 quarters.
Let's go, kids!
So this year, even in a district where the balance of power is so clearly tilted in his favor, Herring decided to take the reins off and let his starters, like Baylor University-bound receiver Lynx Hawthorne, play at least 3 quarters. The result has been blowout after eye-popping blowout.
What did you anticipate the reaction would be when you decided to adopt that coaching philosophy?
Well, obviously I had no idea that it would be what it's turned out to be. I mean, it's been crazy, guy. I mean, my reputation honestly is ruined in the entire state. There's probably a lot of people that don't like me, but I'm going to tell you, honestly, I'm a pretty good guy.
I love you, dude. You hear me? I'm proud of you.
I mean, I love kids. I would never hurt kids.
I know it does look bad sometimes on the scoreboard, but we're just playing 100%. And in the fourth quarter, it's backups, but, you know, they practice all week, and when they get in the game, they're going to go 100% no matter what. They don't want to go down as they catch the ball or something like that. They want to play too.
It's never been about the number. That's what's so frustrating to me. Everybody looks at the number and sees 70 and has no idea that 61 of those were in the first half and that all the other ones came with our second and third string with a running clock.
Let's go, kids!
Refugio's game against Santa Gertrudis in late October reflected its regular season. The Bobcats ran 11 plays and scored 6 touchdowns en route to a 48-0 halftime lead.
I don't have any objections, but I ain't asking for it.
Santa Gertrudis coach Wally Moon and Herring decided to go to a running clock in the second half to limit the lopsided score, something Herring has agreed to do in 7 of his games this season.
We have all backups in, right? Awesome.
And Herring took out his starters after the third quarter. But Santa Gertrudis players and coaches could only look on in disbelief as Refugio, leading 68-0, scored yet again as time expired. A final insult for Moon, who was so upset after the game he walked by Herring without shaking his hand.
I was a little aggravated.
Why didn't you shake his hand?
Well, it's kind of my way of saying you didn't really have to score that last one.
We must get better for down the road. You understand that?
Such is the taste of victory for Jason Herring on Friday nights in South Texas. He's playoff bound, undefeated, and undaunted.
What will it take to convince you that it's not the right approach?
I'll never be convinced. I'll never be convinced.
You keep that freaking defense going. You understand me?
There's no question in my mind
Great job, baby!
that we are a better football team now because our kids have gotten to play 3 quarters this year instead of just 2.
Yeah! Yeah!